Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Chris.
And this is How We Live with Style. We are in our family home, which is in a leafy part of northwest London called Queen's Park.
And we live here with Margaret and Frank, our two children, and our cat, Morris. It's a Victorian terrace that had been converted into two flats, and our project was to convert it back to one family home.
Buying this house was to get a really decent sized house and to be able to start from scratch. So we wanted to find a house that really needed everything doing. We wanted the project. It's what we do, so we weren't daunted by that. And a house that we could literally start again. We wanted to do something in this dining, lounge, kitchen space. We wanted to play against the kind of norm, I guess, and to have some pieces of furniture that you might not ordinarily expect to see in a dining room or a living room. So this is one of them. A vintage wardrobe that we found in a really lovely seller called Lovely & Co, and it is a wardrobe. So the brass rail at the back used to be in the middle for hanging clothes, so we just literally moved it to the back, and it's now a backdrop for hanging some of Chris's art. And we decided to make it a little bit like a curiosity cabinet, if you've heard of one of those before. Just a really interesting backdrop to the dining table to provoke discussion and chats during our dinner parties.
So here we've got our art display, which is using an art rail from Collier's Web, but you could just make your own one. And it's just a nice way of hanging art on chains that you could, easy to move them around, mix things up.
Above our dining table, the chandelier is gorgeous. It's from Soho Home. It looks vintage, it's Murano glass. It's absolutely beautiful, I love it. But it doesn't create a glow on the table. It doesn't create any atmosphere. Most chandeliers don't. The hard, heavy lifting of a lighting in a design scheme is often the downlights in the ceiling. So you just need to make sure that they're in the right locations and that they're doing what they need to do.
So the snug is where we sit at breakfast and have breakfast with the kids, and the sun comes in, so we've got an awning outside because it's really bright in the mornings. And then in the evenings, this is kind of where we sit. If the kids are in the front room watching TV, then we can read a book here or hang out or have a gin and tonic.
We do love vintage. It's good for the planet, it's full of storytelling, lots of heart and soul, and actually every piece of furniture, apart from the lamp, the floor lamp, is vintage in this space. So this is like a vintage Urkel sofa, and I just reupholstered the cushions in a really gorgeous kind of jungle print. The leather armchair is Danish, 60s, 1950s wooden armchair, and then a sort of 1970s coffee table. And again, I think we just replaced the glass. So that's a top tip. Buy a vintage piece, reupholster it in a fabric that you really love with a trim or a tassel or just something that's really magical and joyous. And then don't be afraid to swap out the top of let's say if it's a coffee table but the glass is scratched or it's that sort of slightly strange green colour, replace it with either a tinted glass or an antique mirror, and it looks amazing and it doesn't cost very much. And this is the kitchen, which is small, but we hope quite interesting and creative. Spent a little bit less on the kitchen units and really went to town on the counter because it's on a horizontal. It's really what you see and what you feel and what you use every day.
This worktop is a lava stone crackle glaze that we had put into a restaurant project, and it is literally indestructible. I've used a scalpel to cut on here, and it doesn't leave
no
a mark.
chopping board required.
So we did this restaurant 10 years ago, and if you go in there, their counter looks as good as it did when we first designed it. But very heavy. This slab alone, it took 3 people to lift it out of the...
There's a donk in the floor over there where it got dropped at one stage because it was so heavy. Open shelves to keep it feeling, I guess, the depth and light and shade. We didn't want cabinets everywhere. All of our day-to-day mugs, plates, bowls for breakfast, they're just immediately on hand and on show. The slight twist on shaker style, can you see just the vertical lines that go down but they don't come across? So it just had a little twist on a shaker, and then we added all those little personal touches.
So these handles are fossilised wood from Chloe Aubrey, and you can see they're all different, and they just add a luxe touch. So if you can get a cheaper kitchen and just add some fantastic looking handles. So this was an extra bit of joinery we added to hide ugly things like the microwave and have easy access to our spices.
So another key part of the design was that we wanted an island, but we wanted it to be connected very much to the kitchen. So it's kind of multi-purpose, isn't it? It's a really big extra work surface, which is amazing. The 2 stools are kind of there for, well, it's friends, isn't it? If we're having a dinner party, we might be making, yeah, exactly. They're sitting there, but it's also, we use it a lot with the kids. Another massive little treat was the antique brass kitchen hood. Actually, it's really noisy and we tend to not put it on very much, but we love the way it looks. This is our cinema room, which is very small and it's a very adult space, and it is strictly the room that the kids are not allowed to trash. So it's a really small space, but actually one of our sort of interior designer tricks is to really lean into a small space and decorate it with really dark, rich colours. So we've gone for a beautiful lime wash, which is by Bauwerk, and I think it's called either hawthorn or seaweed. It's very sort of onomatopoeic. And as you can see, it's a small space, but it actually makes it feel cosy and lovely. If it was pale, it would feel small and cold. But the cornice we introduced, the old lath and plaster one fell down when we tried to protect it and reuse it. So we had Cornice London come in and put these very beautiful period correct cornices in, and we decided to have them be the punch of fresh white. Same with the ceiling rose with the lovely vintage chandelier underneath. And then lots of bright fabrics, which again play against the dark walls and overall make the whole space feel quite light and bright, even though it's actually super rich in terms of a paint colour.
There's a kind of monochromatic theme in the furniture, but also in the art in this room is all monochromatic. Also propping art rather than hanging it. Again, it makes it easy to move around and it gives a more kind of relaxed feel.
We decided to actually, because it's a small room, draw the eye up with a really tall fireplace. It's a vintage surround that I found online, but then we also bought a more standard fireplace grate to go inside, and then we got the builder to literally decorate and re-black and created a new hearth as well, which is just simple black and white Victorian tiles in a little pattern that was flush with the timber floor. So really simple, didn't cost very much money, but is a lovely place to put objects and extra little lovely things.
This is our main drinks cabinet, and it was we've sourced it from a junk shop in Margate, and it was a German medicine cabinet. Yeah. But it displays all of our delicious booze.
We've got a lovely cafe curtain, which is a little bit hospitality design inspired. It's a gorgeous fabric from Rosuniaki on a little pole, and even behind that we've put some sort of reeded glass so that you get all the light but you can't be watched. It's our sanctuary, and we can come in here with Morris the cat in the evening and watch an amazing thing together with a glass of wine, and it's our little nook, isn't it? This is our master bedroom, which is kind of an amazing space, and it's got such a beautiful light. My dressing table where I get ready in the mornings, which actually is a very beautiful vintage piece, but I kept spilling my perfume on the lovely timber burl top. So I've had a lovely piece of antique mirror made to go on the top, which actually just looks amazing too. Again, the fireplace wasn't very attractive, so changed that for a beautiful Flemish arts and crafts surround. And the little flickering fireplace that you can see is actually a bioethanol fireplace, so it doesn't have a flue, it isn't gas, it isn't electric, it's purely powered by liquid alcohol. So super eco-friendly and just creates a lovely glow and a really nice warmth. We love this room. It's just the light's beautiful, the ceiling height is great, and I think you'll notice that we decided to go rich with the paint colour up to the picture rail height, but to then go up and over the ceiling with the secondary paint colour, which again is a really lovely way to create a bit of light and shade in the room, but to make it overall feel quite cosy, even though it's quite a large space. Quite a nice little detail is that on the inside of Chris's wardrobe is red, the inside of my wardrobe is pink, so that they're not the same. This infill, again in the shaker shape, is actually an antique brass mesh. Again, just a little twist on the kind of traditional shaker wardrobes. They're also super tall, so they have an amazing amount of storage. Again, the floor is the same as the floor on the ground floor. I know a lot of people choose to put carpet in their bedrooms, but I'm not a fan. I actually like the cleanliness of a timber floor, and then you can just use rugs, which again you can mix and match and change them over the years or whenever you feel they're looking a little bit tired. But actually using the same floor as the ground floor has made this quite narrow London property feel bigger than it actually is, which is one of those things that all of us Londoners need to do. Our bed is quite a statement. It's various shades of wood. It's got, you know, the statement kind of pillars at the top and the foot of the bed. It's quite something. The African cow's head is a gift from an intern who worked at our design studio, and she sent it to me in the post to say thank you for her internships. It's quite a sweet one. These gorgeous curtains, I've gone for maximum pooling on the floor for drama. I know you wouldn't do that in every room, practically. In other rooms, sometimes we put a darker shade of fabric on the base of the curtain so that for mopping reasons or hoovering reasons or all kinds of practicality reasons, it stays looking great, even if the rest of the fabric is really light and fresh. Adjoining our master bedroom is what we call our dressing room, and it's connected with crittle doors. And it has wardrobes, it has vintage haberdasher units for my bed linen that are hidden quite nicely and creatively, but it also has a sofa bed, so it can also be a guest room when we need it to be.
So here we are in the master bathroom, and we extended this way. We borrowed a bit of space from the room next door, probably about, almost a metre, to allow us to put another window in. And actually all the windows on the back of the house are painted black. These ones have got half reeded for privacy, and it just adds, it's quite cosy. So this is a Victoriana style toilet, which we customised with a pattern that I designed of swimming ladies who go right over into the bowl. We love this piece of bespoke joinery, which has his and hers double-heighted drawers.
And this is our very small urban garden. All Londoners know how challenging it is to get a decent space outside.
The herringbone tiles connect with the floorboards in the inside, so it's a bit of transition.
Where it's small, we've just tried to make it a little bit of an event. So we've got some beautiful planting, and it's a social space. We've got corten edging around the planters, which is nice, and a big extendable dining table for dinner parties. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to subscribe to The Times Life and Style YouTube channel. See you later.